who win trophies as a matter of course, have got off to a slow start. Halifax are ahead of them in the league table, so it's a vital match for both sides. We've got all the action exclusively on Sky Sports tonight. The black and whites of Widnes have made an indifferent start to the season. The defeat a week ago at Castleford was their 4th from 5 starts. And though they're struggling for cash, they found enough to tempt David Myers to come home. Halifax hit the heights against Leeds in September. And they too have a winger who fell out of favour at Wigan, Mark Preston, who scored one of the tries of this or any other season against Sheffield just 7 days ago. Widnes against Halifax then. Two sides renowned for spectacular tries.
Myler, Smith making the decoy run, long ball to Devereux, and Devereux scores for Widnes.
Yes, Widnes against Halifax, and there are the Widnes team out on the pitch and warming up, ready for the battle. And what a battle it promises to be for John Devereux, out to not only impress Phil Larder here today, but also the watching Great Britain coach Malcolm Reilly with that World Cup in mind next Saturday. This is the Widnes side. There's no Jonathan Davis. He's injured. He's been playing wounded with the hope of getting into the World Cup. That is now a foregone conclusion as far as he's concerned. Stuart Spruce is the full-back. David Myers is the man that has come here from Wigan, and Myers takes his place on the wing. It's his home debut. John Devereux takes his place in the centre. Devereux today will wear 3. Darren Wright, he wants away from Widnes, but at the moment he's wearing the number 4 of the black and whites. Adrian Hadley is the wing, wearing 5, the Welshman. Tony Myler returns after injury, the stand-off half in 6. Fiery little character, Bobby Golding is the scrum half in 7. Up front, Harvey Howard takes his place at 8. He's the prop forward. The Widnes captain this season is Paul Hume. He's in his international position at hooker. New Zealand international. SNA for Milo is the other prop forward wearing 10. And another World Cup hopeful was Paul Moriarty, but he was omitted by Malcolm Reilly. Expect a big game from him today. His second row partner, Richie Ayres, he caught Reilly's eye, and he is in the squad for Wembley. David Hume completes the lineup. He's the loose forward. He'll wear 13. And the coach is Phil Larder, former assistant, of course, to Malcolm Reilly with Great Britain. Halifax completing their warm-up as well. Paul Bishop there, and the substitute, Richard Milner. John Fieldhouse running through your picture. This team is David Cooper at full-back. On the wing is Henry Sharp, 7 tries in 19 last season, yet to get off the mark. John Bentley hasn't scored for the last 4 games, perhaps he will today. Greg Austin, he is the try-scoring machine. He's got 10 tries already this season. Mark Preston is the flyer, brought from Wigan. He's in 5. Paul Bishop has moved from scrum half to stand-off half. The combination with the little scrum half Chris Robinson has worked well last week, and so Roger Millward's given it another chance today. Robinson takes his place at 7. Carl Harrison is the prop forward and captain of Halifax. He's at 8. Roy Southernwood, the former Castleford scrum half, now the hooker here at Halifax, is in 9. John Fieldhouse, a veteran international with 7 Great Britain appearances behind him, is in 10. Gary Lord was once with Leeds. He's in the second row now for Halifax these days. And a local boy, Mark Perrott, is his second row partner. The lineup completed by another former Leeds man, Gary DeVorty, the loose forward. And the coach is Roger Millward. There we are then, that's the way the two sides line up, and in those two teams plenty of pace in the three-quarter lines. Now then, let's pick up that point with Mike Stevenson first of all. Mike, a lot of pace out wide, particularly with the likes of Myers and Preston on show today.
Yes, they certainly want to get the ball out wide, Widnes, but I think John Devereux, expect a big game from him this afternoon because he wants to score at least 2 or 3 tries to put him well and truly in the frame for the centre spot at Wembley next week.
Widnes, of course, coming into this match, 4 defeats from their last 5 starts. Big game for them.
Yes, I think they'll have to tighten their defence up. They've been a little bit slack over the past couple of weeks. And I think that their coach, Phil Larder, will have certainly got them on key for today. It's going to be a big game, though, for young Chris Robinson, the little halfback from Halifax. He's up against a pretty tough customer in Bobby Goulding. If Goulding takes control around the rucks and the halfback position, then I think Widnes will win quite easy. But if he holds Goulding, then I think Halifax are in with quite a good show.
Well, without doubt, it's the match of the day in the Stones Bidder Championship First Division programme today. We'll have every minute of the action for you right after these. A lot of pressure on John Devereux today, the Widnes centre, aiming for a place at Wembley in that World Cup final next Saturday. And quite a match too for Greg Austin, the Australian, who's scored a try in all but 2 of Halifax's matches so far this season. The Widnes team, let's just take a check on the lineup for you. No Jonathan Davis today. Stuart Spruce moves into fullback. There's no Steve McCurry either, or Les Holiday. They are on duty with Cumbria. Harvey Howard, big prop forward for Widnes. And Darren Wright, who wants away from Norton Park, but so far he has to do a job here in the centres. Confirmation of the Halifax team. Noticeable there that Bishop has moved from scrum half to standoff half, and a big day too for the number 7, Chris Robinson, against Bobby Goulding. Substitutes for you now, confirmation of them. Widnes have an Australian who is on trial here, Steve Pickett, wearing 14, and the veteran Kurt Sorensen in 15. And Halifax have an Australian too in Ken Kerr and Richard Milner. Match referee John Connolly from Wigan, 33 years old. His twin brother Bob is also rugby league referee in the big league. Paul Hume is the Widnes captain, playing in his international position of hooker today, winding his players up for what is a very, very important match for his team. So exclusively on Sky Sports tonight, it's Widnes against Halifax here at Norton Park, and Bobby Goulding gets this match underway. First touch for Gary Devorty. Halifax in possession. Good crunching tackle by Paul Moriarty. Must have come so close, Mike, to Moriarty to making that World Cup final squad.
Yes, he'd be disappointed, really. He's the big raw-boned sort of a fella that I would have thought would have given the Aussies somebody to think about. He'll be after a big game also to prove Malcolm really has made a mistake.
Penalty Halifax. Offside Widnes at the play the ball.
Well, there you can see little halfback Bobby Goulding, a little bit quick off the mark there. Referee John Connolly, very quick to see that.
Halifax then on the drive here with Harrison. Now Devorty drops it. The referee says knock on.
Well, a move was called, but Devorty never took control of that.
It's been raining very heavily in this part of the world for fully 12 hours before the match, Mike, and the conditions underfoot, although the pitch is going to hold up well and it's in very good condition considering, it will be a little bit testy for both sides.
Yeah, it's a little bit slippery, especially in the opening exchanges when the nerves are settling down.
Widnes in possession then. This is David Hume playing loose forward today. Brother Paul in a dummy half. Now Richie Ayres. Got the vote from Malcolm, really. Despite a shaky display against Widnes, the match you saw on Sky, against Wigan rather, the match you scored on Sky a couple of weeks ago. Moriarty, though, didn't. His kick downfield. Touched in flight, that ball. Cooper fumbles it. And slips. And Darren Wright has him.
That was an enormous kick there by the second rower, Paul Moriarty.
Henry Sharp disappearing under the challenge of human right. That's young Chris Robinson, the scrum half. And Mark Perrott, local boy, signed from Amateurs Ovenden just a year ago. Gary Lord now. Formerly with Leeds. There's a sprinkling of former Leeds players in this Halifax team. Bishop with the kick downfield. He was hit a bit late by David Hume. Referee takes a little glance at his touch judge. Says play on. Stuart Spruce has it for Widnes.
Well, he came in late there, but he wasn't all that vicious. He did throw himself over the top. I can assure you Paul Bishop was unimpressed.
It's a penalty. Widnes in the meantime holding down in the tackle, 3 of them on Stuart Spruce. And referee just holding up play for a moment because there's a second rugby ball on the pitch. It's now been cleared. So time on again. Widnes in possession with Familo. Great break from Familo. He's got David Meyer steaming up in support. Good tackling by Robinson. Goulding now. Widnes on a bit of a charge. Devereux.
Excellent break there by Familo, but a good tackle by the little halfback Robinson.
Short ball from Tony Myler brings Harvey Howard onto it. Paul Hume, the acting halfback, electing to go on his own. Goulding now, and Myler. Goulding taking over. Moriarty! Well watched by Bishop, brought him down. That's the last tackle. Moriarty takes it to himself and gets a penalty.
Good thinking by the second rower there. There's no one in front, and there you can see Fieldhouse interferes with a man. He is offside. He's the culprit. But good thinking there by the second rower.
John Fieldhouse penalised for offside then. Penalty Widnes. And in the absence of Jonathan Davis, it's another Welshman who will take over the goal-kicking responsibilities today. John Devereux. Saw him kick very well last season on Sky Sports. Seems that everyone who comes from South Wales, Mike, can kick a ball.
And they can sing. So they say.
That's the angle, just inside the quarter line. Devereux with the first attempt to get points on the board there. Misses it. I think it just clipped woodwork actually and went the wrong side of the post. So he won't be too happy with that. I understand from Phil Larder, by the way, that Bobby Goulding is in reserve to take over goal kicking if things go wrong for Devereux today. 0-0 then. 5 minutes or thereabouts gone.
That was a bad miss by Devereux. Not a very difficult position there. They should have had the 2 points.
Adrian Hadley, another Welshman here at Norton Park. Quite a Welsh contingent here at Widnes now. Myler and Ayres. And talking of that Welsh contingent, don't forget England against Wales on Sky Sports, November the 27th. There's another one of them, Moriarty. He'll be involved in that match, and all the Welsh, I can tell you, relishing the prospect of taking on the old enemy. Swansea's Vetchfield it is. Meanwhile, it's Norton Park today for Darren Wright. Good tackle by John Bentley. Hadley, the dummy half, on his own. Met by Mark Perrott, Fieldhouse and Bentley. Last tackle, Goulding will dab one over the top. Greasy surface, bit too much beef behind it as well. Runs dead.
The idea was good. kicked into open territory, well away from the fullback David Cooper. A little bit too long there. Disappointed with that with Goulding.
The effort there from Carl Harrison. Widnes bringing him down. Widnes finishing 8th in the First Division last season to Halifax's 7th. And Halifax, newly promoted last year, got far greater comfort from Widnes for that finishing placing in the big league. It was Widnes' worst effort in 5 years, but they did win the Regal Trophy, remember. And it brought about a change in the coaching arrangements here. Phil Larder moving in the summer. Bishop's kick downfield. Spruce has it. Good run from Spruce. News about Jonathan Davis, incidentally. He has a fractured hand and he's got a thigh muscle problem. That's given Spruce the opportunity. This is Moriarty. Moriarty met high by Fieldhouse, who claims he was innocent.
Well, the referee, John Connolly, was quick for this one, but Moriarty seemed to go into the shoulder there, and I don't think that was a high one. Oh, well, probably on a different angle. It looked a lot worse from that one, didn't it?
Fieldhouse penalised again. Widnes make a little bit of ground then, and make more now.
Halifax better realise very, very quickly that these big guys, they've got to bring them down with the legs. They're going too high. That's the way to do it. That's how to tackle.
Fieldhouse this time with the copybook tackle on for Milo. Goulding. Ayres is the runner. Paul Hume, the acting halfback. Tough character, Paul Hume. Back after missing the last 3 matches. Goulding and Devereux. That's the last one. Goulding will hoist the midfield bomb. A tester for Davy Cooper, but no challengers coming towards him. And with a fumble like that, perhaps Widnes should have moved up a bit quicker.
Well, a nice kick and a good fumble there, but really the second rower from Widnes, Richard Ayres, was told by the referee, John Connolly, you're offside. That's why he didn't put any pressure on him. Good refereeing.
That's Gary Lord. He was tackled by David Hume. This is Carl Harrison, the Halifax captain. Many people think he's unlucky not to be in the World Cup squad after his tour down under this summer. Harrison called in as a replacement, of course. Forced his way into the tests.
Never lets the side down. 100% at all times. He's a rugged player.
Spruce fumbles. The ball went backwards. He's allowed to play on. Drives the ball out over the quarter line. 10 minutes of this match gone. Still 0-0. Only John Devereux's missed penalty. The nearest we've come to getting the scoreboard moving. Widnes currently 6th in the table, 3 wins, 3 defeats. Halifax 4th before the start of this weekend's matches. 4 from 5, 4 wins out of 5. Long kick downfield again, too strong.
Another disappointing kick there. The idea is just to force them in. The ball has not got to go dead in goal. Trying to keep the Halifax side back in their own quarter. But both sides are just testing each other out.
It was Fieldhouse's driving run.
Both sides, Eddie, just content, as I say, to just use the forwards and let's hope that the break will come. Not much enterprise as yet.
11 minutes gone. 0-0. Robinson finds Harrison, another one of the big forwards. Bishop. Kick downfield was meat and drink for Stuart Spruce. Tackling by young Chris Robinson. The help from Southernwood as well. Was that obstruction? No. Referee says play on. Bit scrappy. Knock on. John Connolly says that was a knock on.
Well, Tony Myler took the ball up there and was looking for someone to pass it to, and there was just no one there. Widnes were more intent getting back into the line rather than supporting the man with the ball.
Scrum wheels. Connolly wants it to reform. Robinson feeding the scrum without one of his boots. This is Bentley. Brought down eventually by David Hume, who completed the tackle. Bishop and Devorty. Oh, it's a little scrappy in the opening minutes here, it must be said.
Well, a play there, that was ridiculous, play the ball. What chance at the hooker there? None at all.
Goulding feeds and collects. Myler and Devereux.
Well, Widnes are looking a little bit confused there. You could see that Devereux was looking for Spruce to come into the line, and he was actually at the side of him. They're just not getting into gear at all, Widnes yet.
Mike now with theirs. Goulding, Myler, and all the runners in support had overshot the mark then as Myler looked to unload. Paul Hume, Adrian Hadley trying to run through Henry Sharp. Sharp on his ankles and Bentley finishing him off. Goulding now dabs it again for the corner. That one will also run dead. That's 3 out of 3.
Unimpressed, Bobby Goulding, far too strong. The idea is good. They keep pumping it down there in the hope that a mistake will come about.
John Fieldhouse in possession, former Widnes player, of course. One of his 4 previous clubs, Widnes. Much travelled prop forward. Gary Lord now met fair and square by Moriarty. Finished off by Harvey Howard. Robinson tried to kick it ahead. Devereux got it, and Devereux's on his way. Devereux touches down. Just what John Devereux wanted, with Malcolm really looking to finalise his test team in midweek. Devereux catches the eye with a great try.
The Stonesborough Championship replay will show the little halfback didn't give himself enough room. The ball ricochets up into this man's hands. He has the speed. David Cooper has no chance to stop him. Good thinking. You'll see little halfback there didn't have enough room. That was a mistake that I said that Widnes were waiting for, and that is a gift, 4 points. There you see, he should have given himself a lot more room from that. The ball ricochets. He's got the speed. Gift 4.
John Devereux, his 5th try of the season. He's now Widnes' leading try scorer. And he's also the goal kicker today as well, so he's trying to turn his 4 into 6. Difficult angle for him. Right out on that touchline. And misses again. But it was a better effort from Devereux from that sort of range and that sort of angle. But it's Widnes 4, Halifax 0. Coming up to 16 minutes on my watch.
Halifax ruined the day. Bad positioning there for a man to kick the ball downfield.
Big mistake from Chris Robinson, the former Dudley Hill amateur. Only 8 previous games. This is his 2nd appearance of the season, and he'll now be looking to make amends. Moriarty. Well, there are 1 or 2 people who think he should be in the World Cup squad, the size of him with runs like that. Myler. Good to see Tony Myler back. An injury-plagued career, an injury-plagued season. High tackle on Harvey Howard by Gary Devorty.
The prop forward not too happy with this. Loose forward Devorty definitely going high. They can see it already appealing there to the referee.
He saw it coming, didn't he?
You've got to be kidding. I think that's what he said.
Widnes back in possession then with Milo. It was the fourth Widnes penalty. Halifax have had just the one. Here's Howard again. Referee John Connolly making them stand back a good deep 5 metres to give us a fast open game here on Sky Sports today. Myler, little chip ahead is for David Hume to chase. Cooper had to be brave, got to it, but he gave the possession back to Myler. It's 6 to go.
That was beautiful play. Nice little kick through. Cooper was under an immense pressure there.
Darren Wright. Paul Hume now for Milo. New Zealand international, SNA for Milo. 4 caps for his country. Goulding, Great Britain international, of course. Long pass out to Myers. David Myers on the run. Devereux, Goulding! Got pulled back for the forward pass. No try.
And rightly so. Referee John Connolly will see Myers going in and out. Good play by the former Wigan winger. But that was forward a mile. No doubt about it. Not even the Widnes fans would complain about that.
David Myers, formerly with Wigan. Paul Aitchison to Central Park. It's his second spell here at Norton Park for David Myers. 3 tries in 8 games last time he was here. Fieldhouse, Bishop. Well, Bishop jinking and sidestepping. Moriarty took him, so too did Richie Ayres, and he didn't play the ball properly on the floor when he tried to play that ball, Paul Bishop.
Well, you see on the replay, he gets a bit of treatment. He doesn't take too kindly to that, and rightly so. But was he pulled forward? I think he was. I think that the penalty should have gone the other way. Moriarty was all over the little fella there.
Here it is again. Make your own mind up.
Moriarty still has his hand to him. Okay, maybe he didn't push him down into that effort. But that's a 50-50 decision. Widnes very fortunate.
Change of goal kicker for Widnes, as I say. Bobby Goulding, the man in reserve. Devereux's missed with 2, so Phil Larder has said to Bobby Goulding, you have a go. Right in front. And Goulding kicks it. Bobby Goulding's first goal for Widnes. 6-0.
Well, I suppose that'll go down as another mistake by Halifax. A little bit of lack of discipline coming into the Halifax side. That's the 5th penalty that they've given away. They can't expect to get into this game doing things like that.
Paul Bishop is still not happy with it, carrying on the conversation with referee John Connolly. We're midway through this first half, though, now. Widnes ahead 6-0. Coming into this match after defeat last Sunday at Castleford, 14 points to 26. Widnes 3 times champions, once under Frank Myler and twice under Doug Lawton, 1988 and 1989. Halifax, who are trying to get possession back now, champions just once in a checkered history. They've been promoted 5 times and relegated 4 times. Champions, though, in 86. Cooper is their full-back underneath that high kick downfield. Doesn't make too much progress, though, before the reception committee arrives. Henry Sharp has drifted in field off the wing. Robinson, the acting halfback. Gary Lord. Good tackling, Darren Wright. Oh, that was a forward pass and it came off Harrison anyway. He wasn't ready for that from Robinson. Widnes get it back with for Milo.
That was poor play there. Harrison was just running through as the dummy runner. But even when you're the dummy runner, you should look at the ball at all times.
Hume did well to pull that one out of the air. This is Devereux using his strength. Being hauled down eventually, taking 3 to ground him.
Bobby Goulding streaming for a quick ball. He wants to get it out wide.
Myler now, fed by Goulding. Still going Myler. Just hauled down by Devorty. Right. Widnes inching closer. And they're now into the Halifax quarter with David Hume. It's the last tackle. Goulding wants it. Crossfield, high kick. Devereux's underneath it, but the referee's whistle blows.
Nice kick, a lot of pressure on Mark Preston there. Did Devereux impede him before he get to the ball? Referees giving them the benefit of the doubt again, but Halifax in possession.
This is Fieldhouse. Because that was on the last tackle, of course, the possession automatically turns over to Halifax.
Halifax trying very hard to try to get out of their own half, but every time they get into Widnes, they give away a silly penalty. They've not been able to apply any pressure at all to this Widnes defence in their own half.
Halifax are warming a substitute up. Number 15, Richard Milner, is about to be introduced in place of Roy Southernwood, the hooker, when there's a break in play. But Spruce almost through. There's Milner waiting his chance. Devereux now. Score of the one Widnes try. Good tackle that was.
Oh, wonderful tackle there. The hooker supreme. Southernwood runs.
Probably saw the number 9 being waited on the far side to be lifted, and perhaps giving Roger Millward a hint that he doesn't want to come off. Richie Ayres. Goulding. Myler. One for David Myers to chase. Preston's there covering it. Preston has it, and Myers takes him. Behind his own try line, 2 ex-Wigan teammates there.
Good play by Preston, and also equal to the task is David Myers. That was a beautiful position kick. The man on your screen there, David Myers, doing everything right. Sliding across, forcing the dropout from underneath the posts.
And a chance here for Halifax to make the change. Southernwood goes off and Milner comes on. But in that little cameo there, the 2 Wigan wingers, 2 former Wigan wingers, Myers and Preston. 2 men who fell out with the Central Park club and had to move to pastures new. 25 minutes of this match gone, 6-0. Howard in possession for Widnes. It's been all Widnes on the attack in this half. They have 6 points to show for it. They've now got possession again with Wright. Beautiful pass from Moriarty that almost opened Halifax up. Goulding now, Richie Ayres, still going Ayres! Just held up by the Halifax defence. Hume was the acting halfback. Goulding going back to exactly the same spot. That's the last tackle. Paul Hume now will spread the play. Myler hits one across the face of play. It bounces off a Halifax boot. Preston gets it, but Widnes get him. This is good pressure from Widnes, this.
Excellent play led up to this kick, but Preston was good there. Positioned himself well, but Moriarty and in, they're in quick. Good defence there by Widnes.
So yet again another dropout from underneath the post. Halifax have to weather quite a storm here. Richie Ayres finds Hadley. Hadley's got Wright in support, and Wright thought he was on the way. But good smother tackle coming in from Gary Lord kept him out. Penalty. not playing the ball properly.
Well, an unusual one there, the ball bobbing around. That's a wasted chance there by Widnes. And we're beginning to find the break and the gap. Some neat little passes. They're finding these gaps in the Halifax defence.
Halifax can just ease the pressure a bit then here by seeing through their set of 6. And a bit like King Canute, haven't they, that Halifax defence. Widnes intent on keeping them down this end of the field.
Well, there you can see the Widnes defence moving up very quickly out wide. They're forcing Halifax to play down that middle corridor.
Bishop and Devorty and Bentley. Good tackle by Darren Wright. Devorty again. Bishop just kicking. It was touched in flight, was it? Yes, it was. Touched, I think that was Adrian Hadley.
That should be a Halifax head and feed. You can see the Widnes player actually making a motion to the football.
The ball went in. It is a Halifax head and feed. It came out for Bobby Goulding, but the referee wants the scrum refed, and Halifax have it this time with Bentley. This is the first concerted bit of pressure from Halifax for quite some time. Now our Widnes up to the mark defensively. Milner finds Robinson. He gets it to Bishop. Bishop to Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse straightens up.
Once again, that quick defence, cutting down the options out wide for Halifax.
Harrison, offside, Widnes. Penalty Halifax.
Well, they'll take the 2 points, no doubt. I was just wondering whether John Connolly would have let the advantage play there.
Don't think Devereux agrees with that decision somehow.
It's not just the forwards that disagree with the referees these days, Eddie.
So Paul Bishop then with an attempt for his 21st successful goal kick of the season. The former under-21 international for Great Britain way back in 1987. The British international with an Australian accent. Bishop then, left-footed kicker. It's on the wrong side as far as he's concerned. And he's missed it, much to the delight of the Widnes public. So it stays then, as we come up with 30 minutes of this first half gone, to Widnes 6 points, Halifax 0.
He'd be disappointed with that. It was one of the few chances that Halifax have had in the Widnes quarter.
Moriarty restarts then. David Cooper carries it on for Halifax, former Bradford Northern fullback who joined Halifax in February. Gary Lord, formerly with Leeds. Milner's the dummy. Didn't play that ball properly. Referee lenient. Had a little glance at his touch judge. Robinson, oh, there was a bad pass. The youngster didn't have much chance with that.
Can't blame the halfback. Look at that pass. That was woeful. That sort of thing is becoming the worst enemy for Halifax.
Doesn't look happy, does he, Chris Robinson?
He's every right to be disappointed with that.
The big Halifax pack pushing and wheeling. And he wants the scrum to reform. Just holding up the clock for a moment while Bobby Goulding receives some treatment. The mud in the eye possible. Yes, it's a muddy old day. And receiving treatment from Lynn Gaskell, the Widnes physiotherapist. Story about Lynn, she ran into a touch judge at the St Helens Widnes Lancashire Cup tie, and she broke the touch judge's jaw. She got a cut head apparently, but the poor old touch judge ended up in hospital. Widnes get possession from the scrum. Devereux. Good tackling by Bishop. Now Myler. Darren Wright. Spruce. David Myers has drifted over to this left-hand wing. Finds Myler. He gives it to Moriarty. Oh, and Fieldhouse had to be brave against Moriarty. Two of the biggest men on the field colliding head-on then. Widnes 6-0 up, in possession with Tony Myler. Now Richie Ayres, stepping Richie Ayres through the challenges. Gary Lord's working hard in defence for Halifax. Goulding will just dab one in towards the corner. Knows that Myers is there, but Preston has read it perfectly again. Preston just couldn't get away.
Good position there by Preston, but a better kick from Goulding. His first three of the afternoon, far too strong, but he's got the length now.
He's going to make the point, Mike. A lot of pace out there, but this pitch is beginning to cut up a bit. It's, as we say, it's been raining heavily for the past 12 hours in Widnes. I just wonder whether that's just nullifying the speedsters.
Well, I think mainly it's because Widnes are moving up so quickly out wide that Halifax just can't get into the swing of things. It's good defence.
Bishop, Robinson, he's got Moriarty facing him. He was in the shadow of Moriarty then. Bishop now will kick downfield. Spruce has it right on halfway.
Halifax look a little bit lost to me. They need someone out there to start getting them back into gear. Someone to lead and show the way. They're losing the plot somewhat.
Hume. Well, Widnes standing round then. Goulding. That's the penalty count. Widnes ahead there. They're ahead to, on the scoreboard, 6-0. For Milo. Myler. Moriarty. Last one. Hume to Goulding. Little chip over the top from Goulding. He's going for it himself. Robinson has it. He and Bentley.
That's good there. Devorty and Robinson moved into it. They took it the kick over. Nice sweeping movement there. They knew that Goulding was going to do that kick.
Yes, Gary Devorty, the man, not John Bentley, who was shielding Chris Robinson. There's John Bentley now, the dummy half. Robinson, Harrison.
Well, Halifax will have to start mixing a little bit here. They'll have to start running from dummy half to try to pull in this defence of Widnes.
5 to go to half-time. Gary Lord had an impressive first half for Halifax in defence. Bishop. Chip over the top, one for Greg Austin. He's had a quiet afternoon so far. Hadley snuffed the danger out perfectly. Good defence from the wing of that.
Nice chip over, but good play by Hadley. He read it well.
The unsettled Darren Wright. Here's the incident again.
Showed a lot of courage there.
Richie Ayres now. Widnes attacking down that right-hand touchline. Goulding, Myler. Both sides might contend to drive down the middle, aren't they?
Well, Widnes are trying to get it out wide. They're using their forwards, the back three more, and the running off the centres.
That's a better kick from Goulding.
Well, that's the reason, or one of them anyway, that Widnes have been playing the game in this first half in the Halifax quarter. Good tactician, Eddie, and I wonder how close he must have come to getting in the World Cup squad.
I was just about to say, talking to Malcolm Reilly yesterday, he was very close indeed. I think a quiet display at Castleford a week ago just cost him the chance. But the people's vote, I think, also got Derek Fox in.
Well, there's no doubt in Fox's ability, but I think little Alan Langer would breathe a sigh of relief to think that one Bobby Golding didn't make that World Cup squad.
3 minutes to half-time. Widnes still ahead by 6 points to 0. Fieldhouse unloads the ball well. Robinson carries it on. Harrison. Robinson in support again. Milers all over him. Bishop. Just wonder how you think that switch with Bishop is working. He at stand-off and Robinson the scrum half.
Well, it's a little bit of a problematic area for Halifax, really. He tries very hard as Chris Robinson, but Paul Bishop has been very quiet.
Was the regular stand-off half. Mark Bailey is injured at the moment. Moriarty looking round, thought it was worth a penalty, that. Richie Ayres now, and Devereux.
Widnes once again quite content to use that back three out wide.
Myler just held on to it. Myler, as Halifax hung off expecting the pass to come. Now it's with Harvey Howard. Harvey Howard, he's a former winger. Big lad for a winger, that's why he's in the front row. Good run that, almost for Devereux.
Disappointed Devereux there. They're trying to force the pace. There's a bad pass. Devereux tried to drag it in from behind his head.
Never looks like he really enjoys his game, John, does he? That's a bit of a scowl, doesn't he?
There's a pretty serious thing out there. Not time for fun and games when the big guys are running at you.
Loves scoring tries, though, as does Henry Sharp. Henry Sharp yet to get off the mark this season, but Mr. Devereux now has 5 tries to his credit. Good dab downfield from Paul Bishop. It's been a question, really, of Bishop to relieve the pressure all this first half with kicks like that, hasn't it?
Yes, but he has to start taking a little bit more interest in the game, start taking control, trying to get them going. It's been very difficult for him. But to be fair to Halifax, Widnes will be somewhat upset that it's still only 6-0.
Well, Bobby Golding and the little scrum half from the other side, Robinson, not happy. The referee holding the clock. And he wants a word with its touch judge, and I think he wants the 2 sets of forwards to separate before the discussions can get underway. Robinson was burrowing underneath the scrum there to get the possession back.
Well, 2 fiery characters there. There you can see the boot. Was he trying to avoid him? Let the referee sort that one out.
Penalty Halifax. The boot was used.
Yeah, it's referee John Connolly signalling to the crowd. Bit of stamping was going on. We can do without that in our game.
Widnes then penalised. Halifax, can they get something here as we approach half-time? On my watch, we're in stoppage time now. Milner and Fieldhouse. Good play by Fieldhouse. Harrison carries it on. That's Mark Perrott. Local boy, Mark Perrott, in the second row for Halifax in the big league. Halifax within 10 metres. Harrison. And that's good play by DeVorty, fed by Robinson. The referee, I think, will let them play one more tackle. No, he says it's half-time. Harrison, I think, thought he was in there for the try. The referee was looking at, he says he couldn't hear the half-time siren. And Harrison thought that Christmas had come a bit early then. He was over and it looked like the try was going to be given. 6-0, Widnes ahead then at half-time. Widnes ahead here at Norton Park by 6 points to 0. Some facts for you from that first half. Scrums going Halifax's way 4-3. Penalties all square. And handling errors, well, not bad count for either side, considering it's very cold and quite damp underfoot. John Devereux, though, with the one try in that first half, and Bobby Goulding adding a penalty. So, exclusively on Sky Sports, second half for you now, between Widnes and Halifax. Must be said, Mike, not the greatest first half that we've seen this season, but you can't fault the players of both sides for the effort they've put in.
Well, plenty of effort. It's pretty heavy out there, but I'm sure that both coaches, Phil Larder at Widnes and, of course, Roger Millwood with Halifax, would have had plenty to say at the break.
Halifax have reinstated Roy Southernwood to the hooking job. Richard Milner has been taken off during the break. And there's Roger Millwood, the Halifax coach. He's coached them to 4 wins from 5 big league starts this season. A high kick downfield from Moriarty, and it was caught in the wind that. Perhaps that might be the reason why Bobby Goulding's kicks were finding the dead-in goal area, and why Paul Bishop for Halifax couldn't get them going in that first half, because there is a strong wind blowing downfield. As you watch from right to left, that's the way Halifax are attacking in this second half. And the wind perhaps could have had something to do with it, Mike.
Well, he certainly could get to them, but the tackling has been a little bit lax. They've scrambled well of Halifax. But Widnes have found the few gaps, and as I mentioned just before the break, they would have been a little bit disappointed that they've only got that 6-point lead.
It's Halifax in possession then with Gary Lord.
Halifax really have to produce a little bit more variety.
Harrison. Good tackling. David Hume was there. Tony Myler. Bishop. Kicks hanging. Spruce has all the time in the world. Steps round Austin. Almost runs through Robinson, but he and Gary Devorty bring him down.
Good run by Spruce, but that was a wasted kick by Halifax. Right down his throat. There was no pressure applied on him at all.
Post-war record in this fixture. The two sides have played 24. Widnes have won 18 to Halifax's 6. So if past history is anything to go by, no surprise that the scoreboard stands at 6 points to 0 in Widnes's favour. It's the last one. Paul Hume back to Bobby Goulding. Goulding's under pressure. He can't get his kick away. Drops it. And offside. The decision against Harvey Howard.
Good tackle by Roy Southernwood, the Halifax hooker. He was quick to get under Goulding, not allowing Goulding any chance whatsoever. That's what it's all about. Get that pressure through, and now Halifax a chance to maybe get that try they've been desperately needed.
10 metres away from the line, Harrison using his weight. What a Widnes made of now defensively. And on the attack for much of the match. Under pressure though now from field help. That's a great ball inside, and it was Mark Perrott steaming up in support, who had too much strength, and he went over underneath the posts. Perrott injured in the process, but that's a great start to this second half for Halifax.
Stone's bit of championship replay. Fieldhouse gets through that first tackle. Beautiful pass here. Good support play. Well done, the second rower, Mark Perrott. You'll see how Fieldhouse just brushes off Richie Ayres with ease. Look at this pass. Good support play. That's how to come onto the football. And the second row fully deserved that. Different angle. The defence held off. That was a poor attempt by Ayres. Nice position there. And I think the young second rower caught a bit of a blow in the ribs there. Tackle on top of the ball. Let's hope it's just wind.
Mark Perrott is fit to carry on after taking a bang, scoring that try. His first of the season, and we believe his first in the big league of all time. An academy international last season. Bishop tags on the extra 2. The match is all square. 4.5 minutes of the second half gone.
Let's see how Halifax spell up for this one. You see it's a burst there, the attempt to tackle by Ayres. Let's just stop it. You see, there's no defence coming through. Good support play by Perrott. That is a very good try.
Bobby Goulding to restart then at 6 points all. Robinson has it for Halifax briefly. Now Lord and Mark Perrott, they have got high hopes of him at Thrum Hall. Roger Millward thinks he really will make an impression in the big league. Has pitched him in, the Academy International, and he's come up with the goods, hasn't he, for him?
He ran very well for that. And it was good play by Fieldhouse that set it up. And a poor tackle by the Widnes defence, in particular Richard Ayres.
Cooper was under pressure as he hacked that ball downfield. Well, plenty of length on it though. Spruce fumbles. The chasers have arrived, but Spruce can move, but so can John Bentley. That's a good tackle. Halifax though playing with a lot more vim and vigour in this second half already. They must have Roger Millward's words burning in their ears, I think, Mike.
Well, I said there'd be plenty said at the half-time break. Certainly lifted them. But they needed to do that. They were a little bit drab that first 40.
Come on, he says. Roger Millward on the bench watching his team defend now against Tony Myler. And the physiotherapist of Halifax has come on and he's collided with Paul Moriarty. He has to treat an injured player, and Moriarty now needs treatment himself. And he had a right old go at the Halifax physio then. Just watch this. For Milo in possession, tackled by Perrott.
It's a good low tackle.
And Perrott gets another bang for his pains.
Going through the wars is Perrott. See if we can see from the other end. There you can see on the back there, the physio was running through, and really, he should have gone right round. Moriarty giving him a right mouthful, and every rightly so. He shouldn't come across in the middle of the play.
Richie Ayres on the break, meanwhile, players restarted. But the touch judges are on. Well, I'm at a loss now. The referee wants to play the ball, or he's saying, well, he's having a word. He's motioned that to play the ball. Carl Harrison's given John Connolly one in the mouth accidentally. He's feeling his jaw rather ruefully. Is this why? Oh, the touch judge on the far side had his back to the play, did he? Well, I'm totally at a loss, but the referee wants the game to restart on the halfway line. It was the last tackle. As a result of all that, Bobby Goulding's kick finds touch.
Nice kick downfield there. They realise Widnes and Halifax have stepped up that gear. They can't go to sleep.
We think perhaps the referee had gone over to the Halifax bench to have a word with the Halifax physio, and that's why he didn't want the play to restart until he was on the field. Comedy capers for a moment then.
Well, rightly so, but the message obviously come from the referee in the first place. The touch judge having a little word there, and if he's not in control of watching the game, then the game has to restart from the middle.
It's amazing too. Carl Harrison was waving his arms about, talking to his players, and the referee caught one in the face from him. Devereaux swooped on the loose ball. Oh, it's a great tackle. That was a tremendous tackle. Devereaux had nowhere to go, and it was Perrott again.
Well, Halifax were lucky there because the man coming in late was Chris Robinson.
Myers has taken it to himself, but the referee says he couldn't have done that because he was marked in front. Well, he was marked, and I don't think he tapped it with his boot anyway.
Well, he did tap it, but he moved off the spot from where he was tackled. He took a step forward. He was tackled there. He was told to play the ball and moved forward. That's classified as a man marking. Silly mistake there by Widnes.
6 points all. Coming up to 10 minutes of this second half gone on my watch. Robinson, well, Widnes took a big dummy then from the little halfback. Penalty count is creeping up. Devorty, well tackled there by Devereux. John Connolly telling Devorty to get up and get on with it. Fieldhouse releases the pass to Preston. Preston takes the tackle from Milo. Southernwood, the acting halfback. Bishop and Harrison met by Ayres, releases the ball. Cooper carries it on for Halifax. Touch judge is on again. Referee will stop the clock once more. Another discussion by the officials.
Obviously an incident in back play.
Well, Mr. Barrett was quickly on to talk to John Connolly. And it's penalty Halifax. As I say, that penalty count really is creeping up. Harrison, and I think we have the reason why. The penalty. Bishop taken out late and high by David Hume. That's the reason why. Mr. Barrett with the eagle eye. Halifax in possession with Perrott again. This is a much better passage of play from Halifax. Austin, Greg Austin stepping, support arrives from Gary Lord.
They're running with a lot more conviction now, Halifax.
Bentley, John Bentley, out to the far side to Sharp, Sharp for the corner, but no, obstruction is the referee's decision. No try, but again Widnes caught cold out on the right-hand side.
No doubt about the obstruction. You see Bentley there using loose forward, Gary Devorty. Good run by Sharp, though. He went for it, didn't he?
I think he got it too. Had the obstruction not been called, Widnes would be behind. As it is, it's all square still at 6 points all. Goulding to Milo. Paul Hume, the acting halfback. Moriarty, the runner. It's all getting a little bit testy and tetchy out there now. The crowd are beginning to get on the backs of the referee, the touch judge, and the players of both sides.
Well, both sides are interfering with the player to play the ball. That's why a lot of this playing the ball is very scrappy indeed.
Goulding's kick, collected on his own line by Cooper. Good chasing Widnes. Darren Wright and Richie Ayres. Henry Sharp now. Southernwood down a blind alley. The exit was cut off by Richie Ayres. Bishop, long pass. This is Greg Austin. Brings Preston into it. Preston faced by Devereux, just lost his footing. Gary Lord tackled by Harvey Howard. Last tackle this, Cooper. Spruce watching it. And Spruce setting off round Bentley. Bentley almost let him go, but Bentley recovered in time to pull the fullback down.
Good play by Spruce again. He's having a good game as the fullback from Widnes. Halifax realise they haven't got to keep getting that ball down his throat. He's a danger man.
And Halifax have made a change. They've brought the Australian Ken Kerr on for fullback David Cooper. And Kerr has gone in. to the full-back berth. And news of David Cooper, he's hurt his collarbone apparently, so had to come off. Hume, Widnes trying to spread the ball out wide to Darren Wright. Still going right. Was the last tackle. 6 tackles gone. Halifax picked the football up on the turnover.
Well, Widnes just lost the plot there, didn't they? They really should have opted for that kick. Punch it into the in-goal area.
There's Ken Kerr, Australian, signed from Workington Town. Normally a centre. Referee has blown the whistle again. Swinging arm by Paul Moriarty. Penalty Halifax.
Well, you can see it there, but he didn't connect. The intent is probably the reason why referee John Connolly has awarded the penalty.
Devorty and Harrison. 6 points all. 16 minutes gone, second half. Forward pass, shout the crowd, from Roy Summerwood to John Fieldhouse. Officials unimpressed. Robinson. Lord. Robinson again, and Bishop on the run around. Robinson now, it's a good dummy from Robinson. Austin was pulled back in back play there by Devereux. This is Preston. Mark Preston scored a spectacular try last week.
Lovely play by the halfback Chris Robinson there, through the dummy, had the speed to go through the gap.
Kerr kicks forward, impeded by the huge frame of Moriarty. Moriarty simply trudging back, and Kerr ran straight into him. Had no chance of getting the ball. Hadley.
Well, the Australian Ken Kerr there tried to milk a penalty. Thankfully the referee wasn't conned by it.
And Steve Pickett, an Australian who is here on trial at Norton Park, is about to be introduced to take the place of Richie Ayres. Meanwhile, it's with Henry Sharp. That Widnes substitution will only be made when there is a break in play and the ball goes dead. Robinson, Bishop, Bentley. Gary Lord again. Been quite prominent in the forwards, Gary Lord today for Halifax. Fieldhouse, always prominent, John Fieldhouse.
The combination between Bishop and Robinson for Halifax, the halfbacks, is a lot better this half. They're talking to each other, they're getting things moving.
Bishop having the same problems that Bobby Goulding did first half with the wind behind him. The ball runs dead. 6 points all here at Norton Park, 18 minutes gone. Referee is going to allow Widnes to make the substitution now. So Steve Pickett, the Aussie, on trial. He was recommended to the club chairman, Jim Mills, comes on for his home debut. And Richie Ayres, the man who could well be facing the Aussies next week at Wembley, goes off. Moriarty. Determined run from the Welshman.
He's tried hard as a big Welsh second rower.
And he's got the penalty. Austin and Harrison leaning all over him, tugging at the jersey.
There you could see he was trying to get his hands free so he could pass the ball. Carl Harrison all over the top. There's been a lot of that today. That's one of the few occasions that John Connolly, the referee, has penalised them for it.
The applause in the background is for Mark Perrott, who is going off to be replaced by Richard Milner. So both coaches, Phil Larder and Roger Millward, making their changes. Perrott, the scorer of that try, taking a couple of bangs won when he scored the try, but Milner has now returned to the fray.
He worked hard in the second row, Mark Perrott.
Goulding, Harvey Howard. For Milo. Strength from the New Zealander. Midway through this second half, it's all square at 6 points apiece. Milo trying to bring Spruce into it. Untidy play. Knock on the decision. The two sides will scrum down. Widnes 6, Halifax 6. Remaining all square at 6 points apiece. Halifax in possession from that scrum with John Bentley.
Been pretty heavy going out there. It'll all go down to stamina now. Which side is the fittest? Still locked together at 6-all.
Close match on Friday night's big league between Salford and Castleford. That really went down to the wire, and it looks like this one at Norton Park today is going all the way too. Ken Kerr with a big mistake, but he manages to regain possession, but it's no matter, it's a knock-on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where they come from. If you take your eyes off the football, that's what happens. The knock-on.
We'll see David Myers at the corner of his eye there, ready to swoop on that loose ball. The ball has come out though, and it's offside against Devorty at the scrum. Came out of the scrum before the ball came out of the scrum itself. There he is.
He's not allowed to leave the pack until that ball is clear. He'd done so.
Myers, good ball to Hume. Nice little run from the winger. David Myers sniffing on this near side for a try.
This
Scored
is where,
one on his debut last week.
This is where Widnes should do a run round or something different.
Goulding comes off the chest of Bishop. No way through. David Hume releases the pass to no man's land. Moriarty picks it up. Bishop picks Moriarty up. And he's eventually finished off by Richard Milner. For Milo, will always run strongly.
Watch for the switch or the kick to the blind.
It's the last tackle. Bobby Goulding, I think he was thinking about a drop goal then. Instead, he's just slicing the ball over the top.
Good thinking there by Goulding. I could see them make it up there, the kick there, and oh, dearly me, Sharp made a meal of that. Tony Myler so close to getting to that football.
As a result of that pat out by Henry Sharp, Widnes have head and feet at the scrum, but the scrum has wheeled once again, and the referee wants it to reform. What a shambles that was.
No time for the faint-hearted. You saw Bobby Goulding, the scrum half, go right in there for that ball.
He's got it this time. Darren Wright and Tony Myler. Halifax scrambling in their defence. Devereux. 6 points all, remember. 23.5 minutes of this second half gone. Spruce. Widnes again within 8 metres of the Halifax line. Hume finds for Milo. Pickett was there, waiting for the opportunity. They're so close, Widnes. Goulding. Goulding thought about the pass, went on his own, and then slipped it. And that's a great try from Tony Myler. Myler in support. Goulding foxed them completely, opened the door, and Myler shot through it to touchdown.
Stoneford Championship replay will show Goulding throw the dummy. The sliding defence had gone. He saw the gap and flipped the ball out here. Now, was that forward? I think so. Referee was in a very good position. But the pass from Goulding to Myler looks forward to me. You see how he throws the dummy? Gary Devorty had taken it, and that looked a shade in front. but I'm not the man with the whistle. John Connolly has awarded the try. You could see that Myler was looking at the man in black to see whether he'd given it. He had.
First try of the season for Tony Myler. Back in the side after injury, missing the last two. And Bobby Goulding also had a little sideways glance at John Connolly. And Bobby Goulding now with the kicking responsibility will try and tag on the extra two. No problem. 25 minutes of this second half gone. Widnes back in front, 12-6.
Let's see how when you throw the dummy and the defence is sliding and come across. Let's stop it there. You can see this man had gone for that dummy. The gap came. The support is coming. Good try. And that once again looked forward.
Goulding the creator for Tony Myler. 12-6 then. Widnes again have the advantage. And in possession with Moriarty. Amazing the way borderline decisions like that, Mike, can sometimes swing matches.
Yes, it's a difficult job being a referee. He's got to make a decision very quickly. But good work, though, by Bobby Goulding. Nice dummy, acceleration through the gap.
Tries for Widnes then from Tony Myler and from John Devereux. Devereux, who managed a hat-trick the last time Halifax were here. And big Kurt Sorensen, 35 years young, is on. And he has come on for SNA from Milo. That switch happened when Bobby Goulding was taking the conversion. So Sorensen, 15, will add his considerable weight to the Widnes push for victory now in the last 14 minutes or so.
Well, Bentley catches one here. There you can see the prop forward. Harvey Howard going above the shoulders.
Halifax then, they've had to come back once. Can they come back again with Harrison?
Nice option for Widnes, though, their coach, Phil Larder, to bring on a man with the experience, the New Zealander Kurt Sorensen.
Southernwood's the acting halfback. Robinson. Bishop. This is the substitute. But was the tackle high? It was. That's why he dropped it, says referee Connolly.
Well, he dropped the ball first, but it was a high tackle that came to it. There's the ball. Actually, it was dislodged. Bobby Goulding that took the ball away. Then the high tackle came again. A little word from referee John Connolly to the man in your picture there. That's the second time in about 10 seconds that fellow has been penalised for the high tackle.
So Paul Bishop has decided to have the shot at goal here to reduce the arrears if he can. It's 12-6 at the moment. This time on the correct side of the field for the left-footed kicker. What is it, 24 metres away? Has to contend with the crowd as well, and misses. Ball went dead, though. Halifax will get the ball back from the dropout on the 20.
Another bad miss for Halifax. Bishop missed one in the first half from close range.
Moriarty with the dropout. Bentley for Halifax. The ball has come clear on the first tackle. Knock on. Big hit. Widnes.
Bentley definitely dropped it there. It was the impact of the tackle. Lodged it cleared. I don't think it was reefed away.
Bobby Goulding gets the possession from the scrum. Can he unlock the Halifax defence again here? There's the try scorer Myler. Here's Kurt Sorensen. Still going strong, Sorensen. And he is receiving a bit of treatment, and he appealed to the touch judge to come on, and the touch judge has.
Well, when he goes down, Sorensen, you can see that the elbow is put there. Richard Milner it is. Now then he's looking. Oh, now then. He's looking to say that perhaps a bit of biting had gone on then. There you can see the substitute Richard Milner looking. And he's not looking for flies on his left arm. Perhaps maybe a gum shield bite.
Well, it's a penalty to Widnes. Half an hour of this second half gone. And it's Bobby Goulding who is going to take this penalty. An attempted goal. 100% so far. This is the most difficult that he's had. Against the wind. Well, good 32 metres out. That's the distance he has. You can see from the smoke coming from the chimney in the background there. That's the sort of breeze that the kicker is facing. Goulding with a kick then. Certainly has the direction and has the power. Great kick from Goulding. Stretches the lead to 8 points. 3 out of 3 from Bobby Goulding.
Well, that's a buffer that Widnes were looking for.
Moriarty collects it spectacularly. And that was high.
Well, I don't know. I thought the shoulder made contact first. And then the impact of the arm swinging through. Never hardly touched him. Gary Lord. Got a bit badly done to there.
Moriarty would argue with you.
I wouldn't argue with Moriarty.
I was about to say. Receiving treatment to his knee. Long-term damage that. Howard overruns it. Halifax have it back. It's an error-strewn match in the big league, this. Widnes will be glad to get away with this with 2 points. Halifax desperately searching to get back into it in the last 8 minutes. Bishop, he's got Moriarty after him. Long pass to Devorty, misses out Bentley. Finds Henry Sharp though, but the Widnes defence had moved up quickly.
That has been the Widnes key. That defence out wide, it moved up very sharp indeed. They've not allowed Halifax to get into the swing of things in the 3 quarters. Seen nothing of Bentley and the Greg Austin, 2 players who often make breaks.
It bounces off Preston and straight to Devereux. He's given it to Myers. Is this the moment for Myers? No. Good defence from Halifax. Hume finds Sorensen. Goulding. Harvey Howard on the charge, gives it to Myler. Such a difficult man, Myler, to bring down. Hadley. Widnes inching closer to that line again, this time with Sorensen. He's almost found David Myers. Referee says 6 to go. It was off the arm of Greg Austin. Big pressure coming in here then from Widnes. Goulding. And that'll be another 6. Oh no, I was going to say it'll be another 6 to go. If it comes back on Widnes' side, it's a knock on though.
You see the arm from Fieldhouse, knocks it down. That is a knock on. The scrum will be formed. Fieldhouse did well there. That short pass, the gap was there.
Richiers is returning to see the match out. We saw Paul Moriarty receiving treatment to his knee. Moriarty's done a Fine job in the second row again for Widnes today. Great applause for him from the crowd on that far side. Meanwhile, from the scrum, it's Bobby Goulding.
And fully deserved applause. He's worked hard as Moriarty.
Now Myler. Widnes looking to finish with a flourish here. Goulding. Sorensen. Opens up the defence for the other substitute, Pickett. Hume. Paul Hume to the corner. Hume all the way. That's the match for Widnes. Paul Hume, the captain. The hooker from dummy half. And that really is the one that ties this match down for the Chemics.
Stone's bit of championship replay will show the hooker throw the dummy. There it is, goes through the gap. Bentley is caught in no man's land. Going for that dummy, you'll see very clear. There it is. Poor Bentley took it. The hooker goes in for the 4 points. That'll seal the game. Good run by the skipper there.
So Paul Hume with his third try of the season. It should be the one that wraps the points up for Widnes. It's 18 points to 6. Watching up here on the gantry with us all afternoon has been Widnes coach Phil Larder. As Bobby Goulding prepares to take this conversion attempt, let's get a word with him. Phil, you must be happy now. The points look in the bag, but it's been a struggle second half.
Well, we knew it would be. Halifax are a very good football team. As you've said on your commentary, they've got some superb backs, real match winners. Our boys have marked them very, very closely. We've played good pressure football, and eventually Halifax have crumbled as we thought they would do.
And you must be delighted with Bobby Goulding's goal kicking. You were telling me last night he was maybe second choice to Devereux. You were brave enough to make the switch 4 out of 4.
Well, he wasn't really second choice, but he didn't want the pressure to begin with. I let Devs have the first 2 kicks, and it certainly stopped Bobby worrying about it overnight.
Thanks, Phil. 20 points to 6. Widnes into this match, 4 defeats from their last 5 starts. They've got the winning money in their pocket now. 3 minutes to go. Crowd of just over 5,000 watching this today. 5,381. The majority of them will go home happy, but the knot of Halifax spectators behind the posts at the left-hand end, the far end of the ground as we look, they will have a difficult journey back across the Pennines. Robinson worked hard. It was his mistake, remember, that led to the first Widnes try, but he's been quite impressive, the little half-back, hasn't he?
He's worked very hard. It's been a good tussle between the two halves, Goulding and Robinson. And it's only late in the game, really, that Goulding has taken over that control. But he's played very well. He can feel proud of his effort. But I said that it was going to get down to the wire, mainly through the side that would be the fittest. And I think that's proved it. It's been heavy going out there, and Widnes, they just showed a little bit more. Halifax not helped by things like that.
No, they've really not got Austin and Preston going today at all. Bishop's long pass here into, well, nowhere really.
Yes, they've had very little chance, and you've got to put that down to very good defence from Widnes. They're very crafty at moving in very quickly out wide.
Bobby Goulding again. I make it now entering the last minute of normal time, but the clock has been stopped ad infinitum by referee Connolly, which he has hanging on for Widnes.
Well, maybe we'll see a drop goal just to rub that extra salt in the wound.
Myler to Myers, drops it, and Austin for the first time with a bit of space, and so too has Preston. Devereux went for him. Preston hacked it ahead. Myers picked it up, and the danger averted.
Good play there. Myers dropped the ball in the first instant, but very cleverly got to his feet and raced back. That kick through there by Preston. And it was Myers who came all the way back for it. That was a good effort on both sides.
Two tired teams out there, though, Mike, as you say. It's heavy going, muddy underfoot. And we're now in stoppage time in this match. Harvey Howard has the football for Widnes, who are ahead by 20 points to 6. Revival from Halifax in the second half, cut out by 2 tries from Widnes.
Well, it was those vital last 15 minutes that's done it for Widnes. That fitness has shown through. Just that little bit sharper in those final 15.
Last tackle, and Bobby Golding's running it. He drops the ball with Greg Austin all round him. Mark Preston has him. Golding comes in over the top. So does David Hume. Penalty Halifax.
Well, he dropped with the elbow. There you can see the referee, John Connolly, signalling to the crowd.
Bishop's penalty has not found touch.
There we see on the replay, you'll see that, oh well, Goulding went in just there.
Devereux has it for Widnes. A last little flourish from Widnes, perhaps, with Hadley. Good ground from Hadley and Devereux, and as he fell, Hadley gave it to Ayres. That's a great run, but unfortunately for Widnes, the man forced into touch.
Good strong run by the second row. He really did try hard to keep in there. Plenty of upper body strength.
Minute and a half of added time played. It's Widnes' day. Fieldhouse releases the ball in the challenge. This is Ken Kerr. They're keeping it going, Halifax, right to the end, and Robinson has worked tirelessly for little reward. So has Fieldhouse. We haven't seen much of Greg Austin, though. Widnes have done the homework on him. Totally snuffed the danger out from the 10-try Australian centre. And Devorty went for that. And he was taken out by the Australian substitute, Steve Pickett. The referee says play on.
Bit unlucky there. Nice kick through. And I really think that Pickett did take him out. Referee said play on, but that was good work there by the substitute Kurt Sorensen. He knew he couldn't pick up the ball and just flicked it back.
Coming up to 3 minutes of stoppage time played. Been plenty of interruption from John Connolly and his touch judges today to the timekeeper's duties. Myler and Sorensen. Oh, and Sorensen felt that. Penalty Widnes.
Well, you see Fieldhouse coming over the top there. Well, I think he twisted his ankle, actually. I don't think it's because of the impact. There's the impact there. And just as he goes down at the bottom, oh, yes. Either the D. Oh, that's painful.
But he's up on his feet. That's the important thing. Harvey Howard. There's the full-time siren. Widnes have won here by 20 points to 6. 6 all at one stage. Tries, though, from Devereux, Myler and Paul Hume late on. The kicking of Bobby Golding so important. 4 out of 4. 2 points for Widnes. They've won here. Confirmation of the Widnes victory then. Halifax made a bit of a fight of it at the start of this second half, but Widnes in the end running out easy winners. Afterwards, I spoke to the Widnes scrum half Bobby Golding, who was naturally delighted with today's win.
We knew it was going to be tough against Halifax today, but we showed that we in there with a shout, and we played to the best of our ability and come out with 2 points.
I was talking to Malcolm Reilly yesterday. He said you were so close to the World Cup final squad. Are you disappointed about that?
Yeah, mate, very, very, very disappointed, but like I say, I'm not in, I'm just going to keep going. I've had to come today, beside my disappointment, my weekly payments get paid by Widnes, not Great Britain, and Widnes, I was in full flight for Widnes today.
Yes, he was indeed in full flight, and Mike Stevenson, his goal kicking, 4 out of 4, was a big bonus for Widnes today.
Yes, he kicked very well, but he also kicked very well in open play. I was very impressed with the way that Widnes had the fitness at the end of the game. The last 15 minutes really told of them, and I was very impressed with the way that they shut Halifax down. They moved their defence out wide very, very quickly, and we never saw the likes of Austin or Bentley get into the swing of things.
Yeah, that's a big problem for Halifax, isn't it? If they're going to progress, they've got to get the speedsters involved.
My word, and I think they've got to look a little bit more at trying to get the ball out wide and be a little bit more enthusiastic and a lot more adventurous.
That's today's match here at Norton Park wrapped up. Then let's take a look now at the rest of the day's results. Beginning with the tour match in Cumbria, and Australia have won 44-0. Wigan have completed John Money's set of medals. They've won the Lancashire Cup final only just. And the Yorkshire Cup has gone to Wakefield 29 points to 16. Because of those County Cup matches, of course, it meant a curtailed programme in the Stones Bidder Championship. Here now the results from the other matches in the First Division played today. Well, Salford and Castleford was the match on Friday on Sky. Widnes, as we've seen, Bradford have hammered Hull KR 44-0, and Hull have beaten bottom club Lee 14 points to 8. It means that St Helens are joined at the top now by Bradford Northern. Saints, though, with the game in hand, and the next fixture for those two is at Knowsley Road in a fortnight. Bottom of the table, Wakefield on County Cup duty today, and Lee still there, no points from their fixtures so far. Into the second division, wins for Oldham, for Featherstone and for Rochdale. What does that mean in the table? Well, Featherstone are on top with 12 points from 7, joined by Oldham, and Huddersfield down there at the bottom. Division 3, victories for Batley, for Dewsbury and for Doncaster. And the top of the third division, Rydale York, they've lost their 100% record. Dewsbury have maintained theirs. They are tucked in just behind them. So there we are. The big league takes a break next weekend, and we add our good wishes to Great Britain in their bid to lift the World Cup at Wembley. We'll be back a week on Friday with Wigan against the Brisbane Broncos for the World Club Championship.
The Stones Bidder Championship, taking rugby into a different league.
Ford Monday Night Football. Alan Shearer.
In the club's 9-year history. The boot of Frano Botica decided the outcome of the Lancashire Cup final. This first half drop goal turned out to be the crucial score. The World Cup final was put firmly on the back boiler in front of a sellout crowd at Knowsley Road with thousands locked outside. St Helens played in customary fashion, but they were closed down, and when Jared McCracken pulled back Joe Lydon going for the loose ball, Botica took the opportunity to increase the Wigan lead. Penalties were to be the order of the day. And as Wigan pressed forward again, the ball eventually found O'Fire, right hamstring, heavily strapped. He ducked under a couple of high tackles before being hauled down legally by Gus O'Donnell. No advantage, though, another penalty, and Botica again on target. Once or twice this match threatened to boil over. There's no love lost between these two. And Ward and Edwards, they might be teammates for Great Britain on Saturday, but they tangled and provoked an incident that referee Stuart Cummings tried hard to sort out. In the end, Edwards given a 10-minute cooling-off period in the sin bin, and Kevin Ward, well, he followed suit. In the second half, Saints were trailing by 5 points, And they had to get on the scoreboard early to have any chance of getting back into the final. When Lydon's flailing boot there connected with Jared McCracken, well, that provided Bernard Dwyer with the first of his 2 penalties. And the hooker called into the British squad gladly accepted the chance. And when Neil Cowie went in high against Paul Forber, the opportunity was there for Dwyer again to drag Saints back to within a point. Dwyer's nerve held, and he set up a frantic last 10 minutes as Saints tried in vain to get their noses in front. Martin Offiah came back out late on after a spell injured. His run down the line was typical. It was halted by O'Donnell's shoulder, and while he was on the ground, Nicol came in on top late. That didn't go down well with Bell. He took the law into his own hands. It was a sin bin for Nicol and for Dean Bell too. The match ended with 12 men on each side. And the final hooter came with Wigan and Offiah in possession. It was 5-4, the narrowest of wins, and Dean Bell collected the one trophy that until yesterday had eluded the Wigan coach, John Money.
There was nothing asked and nothing given. If you could be talking to the St Helens coach out here just as easily as you're talking to me. Like it was a very tough game, and either side could have won it.
The Yorkshire Cup final was a dream day for Wakefield Trinity, and in particular standoff Nigel Wright. His kick was gathered by Richard Slater for the first try. Wright adding a drop goal. Jeff Bagnall diving over from acting half-back. Wakefield 11-0 up at the break. In the second half, Wright was still impressing. Another great run here to set up the supporting Gary Spencer for a good try underneath the posts. It certainly looked like Wakefield's day. There was more to come as well. Quick handling by Trinity at close range. Wright's final pass, and Andy Mason scoring just to the right of the sticks. By now, victory a virtual formality for Trinity, but Sheffield kept fighting though. Tim Lum's up and under, creating the confusion from which Bruce Maguire benefited. Their first try of the game. Lum's kick on the pitch where he used to play for Hunslet. And Sheffield continued to press. Maguire was set to score again, this time a solo run at speed that cut right through the Wakefield defence. Trinity made absolutely sure of the game though when Gary Price scored from close range. They were on course for their first trophy in 24 years. But it was Sheffield who scored the final points. The ball spun wide for an eventual try for winger Mark Gamson. Sheffield 16, Wakefield 29, but nothing could stop the Wakefield celebrations. They went on for ages on the pitch and even longer into the night.
I'd just like to show my family this trophy back home. It's a long while since I've won one, and I did it all the way over here, 12,000 miles away from home, but I'm thinking of them all the time. And to me old man, we finally won a trophy.
Well done, Jeff Bagnall, and well done, Wakefield Trinity. Well done, Wigan also. And we'll be taking in the highlights from the First Division matches a little bit later on. But now your final... With St Helens on Lancashire Cup duty, Bradford Northern had the chance to join them at the top of the table. And Derek Fox again was the architect of the first try, scored by Carl Furbank. During that first half, Fox played a major part in Northern's win. His short pass found Furbank again, and he had Roy Powell in support to score. It got even worse for Rovers, a shallow dropout from under their own posts. Roy Powell waiting, and then with the break. And it was a brilliant pass from Powell that set up Tony Anderson, and he really did have the pace to score. Northern played some exciting rugby at times, their pack again proving the foundation of this victory, and some excellent handling skills too. And it was hooker Trevor Clark who finished off this fine move. Rovers had no answer to play like that. Northern 22 points ahead in 19 minutes. And by half-time, the margin was 28. The game is a contest over. Fox again involved, loose forward Paul Medley with the speed and strength to force his way over the line. Now, Fox didn't appear for the second half, but that didn't stop Northern, and it was two former Leeds men who linked in for the next. Powell in support for Heron's pass, and a rare two-try haul for the Northern forward. The Northern pack really had a field day, and no one more so than Carl Furbank. His pass here to Steve McGowan, and he scored next to the posts. To their credit, the Rovers never gave up, but they had no answer to Bradford's attack. Neil Summers completing the rout, and not since 1988 have Northern won 6 in a row. This big win sets up a mouth-watering clash at Saints in 2 weeks' time.
As Rovers know, it's no fun at the bottom, but Lee came desperately close to registering their first league win of the season. They led against Hull on Sunday. Scott Marn's surging run was enough to create the opening for David Ruane. Mike Blakely was to add the conversion. Lee 8-2 in front. Hull pressed hard just before the break, and Steve McNamara went over for the try. Strong upper body strength, a crucial factor here, and just 2 points between the sides at the break. It remained close after half-time. The outstanding Australian Marn came close to a second Lee try, but lost control of the ball right on the try line. Referee Jerry Kershaw disallowing the score. This the sort of game when such incidents were likely to be vital. Hull went in front for the first time in the last 10 minutes with a try from position deep in their own half. Eastwood feeding Richard Gay. His touchline hugging run broke through the Lee defence. His progress eventually halted, but Hull supported at speed. Henjack and Busby combining. The ball sent out wide. Rob Nolan's pass to Steve McNamara, and Andy Dearlove finally over for the score. The conversion was missed, but Hull wrapped up the scoring when poor handling let Lee down. The Australian James Grant seizing on the loose ball. He took his opportunity perfectly. And Hull running out victors for the 4th time this season. They've only conceded 42 points in 4 away games. Hull 14, Lee 8.
Let's take a look then at the top of the First Division. St Helens now joined by Bradford Northern. Saints with a game in hand, but those two meet at Knowsley Road a week on Sunday. You'll be able to see it all on the big league on Sunday here on Sky. Wigan 3rd, Widnes 4th, and Halifax in 5th. Now then, at the bottom, it's Lee and Wakefield, the County Cup winners. And I've been reminded in the mailbag this week that Wakefield have had their injury problems and their season will soon start. On to the results in the second division. Oldham beating Bramley. Featherstone have beaten London Crusaders, and Rochdale Hornets have beaten Huddersfield. The table in the second division then, it looks like this. Featherstone and Oldham locked together on 12 points. Rochdale now in 3rd, and London Crusaders have dropped a place to 4th. At the bottom, Huddersfield and Swinton. Division 3 results. Batley 18, Rydale 12, Chorley 8, Dewsbury 18, Doncaster 30, Barrow 18. Top of the third division then looks like this. Rydale York have lost their 100% record. Dewsbury have maintained theirs, and 3 clubs there with Batley now in 3rd place on 12 points. Let's hear from Ken Arthurson.
Have often been overshadowed by the animosity between the teams. It reached its climax in the Caribbean last year. Now the Windies say it's time for peace.
So you play hard on the field, you should be able to have a drink after. I mean, it's a game, we're competing. I don't see no reason why we can't be friends.
Officials are planning a meeting between the two camps to try and reach some sort of agreement.
We expect the series to be a clean one, free of incident. We're willing to do our part to make sure that this happens.
On the field, the Windies have been robbed of some venom. Stars like Marshall, Richards and Dujon no longer on hand to haunt Borders men.
We don't have some names we believe that we can still do the job.
9 of the 16-man squad are yet to play a test series against Australia, but Richardson insists this side remains competitive and that the fans at home are certainly expecting results.
They want to see us beat Australia 5-0 if possible. And so we've got to go out there and do that.
The Windies will play a 5-test series as well as the one-day World Series. John Brady for 7 Nightly News.
Broncos skipper Alan Langer is in doubt for Saturday's World Club Championship showdown with Wigan if his chest injury requires painkillers. Langer needed injections before last week's World Cup final, but Broncos officials aren't prepared to take further risks on his badly bruised sternum.
Not exactly singing, but certainly joking in the rain, Langer, as usual, was centre of attention today. In fact, Brisbane's first official photo call attracted huge media interest in this league-mad town. Officials confidently predict a 30,000 sellout on Friday. The Broncos hope it's true. This exercise is costing them around $200,000. And it's important that Langer plays, but not at all costs.
Alfie's well-being is more important than playing on Friday. If he declares himself unfit to play, we won't be taking any action in terms of injections or painkillers to put him on the football field. It's not worth it.
Langer agrees with the verdict. He may be Captain Courageous, but not when needles are involved.
No, well, I don't like them too much, but when you don't look at them, they don't hurt that much.
Langer, nevertheless, is confident of taking the field.
I was very sore after painkillers wore off, but it was a bit restless night's sleep, but now it's feeling okay, so hopefully we'll be right by Friday night.
The all-conquering Wigan has lost fullback Joe Lydon, but will field the same international pack which trounced Australia in Melbourne last year.
I always thought that a team would have to score 15, maybe 20 points to beat the Broncos because their attacking players that good. So if I thought that in Sydney, I still think that, and so I think there'll be plenty of points scored on the night.
It's rained constantly since the Broncos arrived in Wigan, and Central Park will be damp on Friday night. But I doubt whether that will stop the flair of two of the best attacking club sides in the world. In Wigan, Pat Welch for 7 Nightly News.
And the Australian...
After just 34 minutes, Herbert became the third tour casualty in 4 matches, limping from the Galway field as the home side snatched a brief 6-3 lead. Against the second-string Aussie lineup, Connaught had chances to cause another tour upset, but for some scrambling defence. Ironically, Reds replacement prop Matt Ryan sealed victory from a rolling maul in his first tour appearance, a timely boost for the Wallabies in their final lead-up match before the first test. And in Melbourne, lightly raced Kiwi Gallop...